Last week that he's stepping down by the end of this month. Back now with the Brain Trust, Angela Rye, Chris Smith, Robert Costa. We're going to get your Pope picks. E.J. Dion has suggested that a nun be selected. We don't think that is going to happen. Bill Maher has suggested that Hillary Clinton be selected. We do not think that is something that is going to happen. But Robert Costa, what say you? If you could pick the Pope, who'd you pick?
When we see that white smoke coming out of the Vatican, I would love to hear a Sinatra tune, New York, New York. So here's my headline. Start spreading the news. New York's Tim Dolan tapped as the first American Pope.
Really? I mean, again, this is if you could, you could pick the Pope.
I think Cardinal Dolan has really been a force in the church for the last few years. He's been a great voice for American Catholics, so he's my pick for sure.
You are a devout Catholic, my friend. I ask you to pick a Pope and to have some fun, and you give me an actual Cardinal.
Hey, Tim Dolan's great.
He is. He definitely is. I've met him before. He's great. Chris Smith, did you think outside the box, or did you go with?
Well, as long as we're in the fantasy religion league here, I went with Sonia Sotomayor. Here's a trifecta, or Latin, female, American. It would do a lot of good. I mean, this is ridiculous. We're talking about a religion here where women can't even become priests, so one is not about to become pope. But it does speak to where the church is growing, Latin America. Yeah. It would be, to a woman, an American, that's not going to happen.
Sure.
But it would speak to some of the issues about how the church needs to open itself up and find somebody who's lived in the real world. Sonia Sotomayor, Puerto Rican, grew up in the Bronx, has mixed it up in the real world, and that would be a good thing for whoever is pope.
Angela Rye?
Yes, sir.
Who'd you come up with?
Well,
not yourself?
No, absolutely not. But I think that it's important to note that there are 150 million Catholics in Africa. And to that point, there is a quote that the Pope recently said. He said that he considers Africa to be the spiritual lungs of humanity. To that end, I selected Cardinal Peter Kadwo Apaya Turkson, and he was recently appointed by the Pope to head the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. He is a notable leader, and he is also from Ghana.
Pope Peter.
Yes, Pope Peter.
Pope Peter. That's got a nice ring to it, Robert Costa.
The new millennium rock.
I think that's a great pick. I think we're going to be hearing a lot about third world choices, someone outside of Italy, maybe even outside of Europe. I think if it's going to be an American, it could be someone from Africa or South America.
We're going to hear a lot about that, but don't forget who the cardinals are,
Sure.
and that over the past two popes, they've appointed even more conservative, even more European cardinals.
And it's generally been someone that folks like us have not talked about ad nauseum for weeks leading up to the conclave. A big thanks to the Brain Trust. I know you had something else you wanted to get in.
Just that this cardinal is 63 years old. He is a part of that network, and I think it's worth paying attention to, not because this is a third world country appointment. I'm not saying that at all.
I hope he's watching. He should hire you. She's got a good spokesman in Angela Rye. Angela Rye, Chris Smith, Robert Costa, big thanks to all of you. And a big thanks to you as well. That's our show. Join me next weekend right here. Saturdays at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, Sundays at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for all the latest political news and analysis. We generally have some fun, too. Until then, keep it there throughout the night for news updates right here at MSNBC, and have yourselves a fantastic